Alright, I'm back. I'm still making the the Cantaloupe juice. I read a couple articles, and they said to put carrot and cucumber in with this, and maybe some maple syrup. So what I'll do is when I finish the cantaloupe, I'm going to clean a couple carrots, clean off my cantaloupe, my cucumber, mix it all together, see what comes out. They say in the articles that it's okay to leave some of the rind on. Now, I don't know who's been touching the rind when these were at the store, so I'm not leaving the rind on. But you can leave the inner layer of the rind on, because no one can touch that. I just don't trust the outer layer of the rind. Look how easy this is to juice. I don't even have to do anything. It goes down by itself, because it's fruit. It's very juicy fruit. Juicy fruit, you don't have to put any pressure on it. Watch. It's okay if you leave some seeds on, because they're going to get strained out and put in the pulp. If you have a blender, you don't want to put them in there because you'll blend the seeds in. I'm sure there's some value for the seeds anyway. Oh, that was a little big, so I might have to push it down in. Okay, the only limiting factor on this juicer is the size of this opening right here. If the opening is not big, you have to make the vegetables or the fruit to the same size as the opening. But let me tell you, it's a minimal problem. It's not a problem in real life compared to most of the things we deal with on a regular basis. What's the big deal if you have to cut a piece of fruit, which is mostly water anyway? What's the big deal if you have to cut it a little more? Like this piece might be too big. So if I did this, I'm going to cut it in half. Or I could just push it in. Look at that. No problem, right? It'll still juice the same. So the limiting factor is really not a factor at all. In fact, I've had a lot of juices, and the Champion had a round opening about that big, and the Jacqueline had a gigantic opening, and it had a spinning basket, so it chopped everything up, but it was so hot when it got done, it was not worth the food anymore, not worth the medicinal value or the nutritional value. The Tribest Slowstar feeds itself. You don't even have to really push down. Jeremiah, can you be honest and tell how much I'm pushing down? None. Okay. Well, I think my idea of having carrot / cantaloupe juice is out of the question because this jar is full. I'll taste this first, see how it tastes, and if it's good, well then I'll leave it alone. If it's not good, I'll add a carrot. Okay, put it on pause.
One go.
Okay, I'm back, and obviously this container is not big enough to hold all that juice, so I'm going to pour it in here without making any spills. Ready? I'm going to have to do this quickly. I did it. Woohoo! Yay! Yay for recovering Yankee. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start the juice syrup again. And I already peeled in the cucumber. Even though this is organic, the supermarket or the food producers, they actually coat this with some kind of the outer skin. They actually coat it with some kind of wax or preservative, I don't know, even though it's organic. So I always peel that junk off. Same thing with apples, and a lot of organic fruits and vegetables come with a peeling on them, that kind of wax peeling. So I cut it in half because I think it might be too big for the opening. Again, not a problem to cut it in half. It only takes 1 second people should not always worry about whether something's easy. Watch. Look at that. It pushes itself down the tube. I'm going to put a carrot in there now. And as you can see, I cut the top off, cleaned it with water on the brush. Watch it. Drag itself in there. Okay, put that down. Don't push it. Let's see how it goes. Look at that. It does it by itself. If you can't get easier than that, I don't know. Maybe just at the very end, but look at that. That's easy peasy. Look at that. Now the pulp coming out. This is the carrot pulp right here. And you can see this is very, very, very dry. So the carrot pulp is dry, the cantaloupe pulp is a bit wetter. Make sure it's all down. All down. Now the cucumber pulp, let's see what happens. Look at that, it pulls itself right down. And this is called the lazy man's juicer. Because you don't have to worry about pushing. If you don't want to exercise your arm a little bit, then you don't have to. Now, I hope this one goes in. Put it on pause. Okay. By the magic of Grayskull. Look at that, the lazy man's juicer. Okay, put it on pause. Okay. The article that I read talked about using fresh ginger. I don't have any fresh ginger. So I'm going to take some organic ginger spice and I'm going to put, looks like this is a half a teaspoon. Ginger is very powerful as far as the taste goes. It's a very powerful ingredient. So I'm only putting a half a teaspoon in. I might even put less. I don't want to ruin this juice. I'm putting out, that's about a quarter of a teaspoon right there. Whoop. Okay, as soon as it stops juicing, we're pretty much done now. Don't turn it off though, of course. Now watch, I'm going to drip this in, all the extra leftovers. It's pretty much empty now. Close that off so none drips on the table. I'm going to stir this up with a spoon so the ginger powder is stirred in. I have no idea how this is going to taste. It's my first one. I'm going to pour the carrot slash. Now, remember how it looked when it was just cucumber? Just cucumber. And carrot slash.
You mean cantaloupe?
Yeah, this is just cantaloupe here. I apologize. And this is carrot slash cucumber. It's a little darker. Same orange coloring. Oh. Good and mixed. Want to try it?
Sure.
Let me try it first. See how it is. Oh yeah, that's good. It's got a summery. Makes me feel like it's the middle of the summer. Here, I'm going to film you trying it.
Go.
Okay, the recipe also calls for a little bit of maple syrup. So I'm going to use organic maple syrup. Everything in here is organic except for the cantaloupe. I don't know how much, well, maybe I should only put a teaspoon in. That's a half teaspoon, so I'll put two of these in. One. Two. All right, I ended up putting a full teaspoon total of ginger into the mix. Now, what I noticed right away is that the flavoring of this with the ginger in it. Let me get a napkin here. The flavoring with the ginger makes it, gives it like a summer type thing where you would be out on the beach in Cabo San Lucas and drinking one of these. That's what I would think. So now let's try it. So we got a teaspoon of maple syrup. A teaspoon of ginger. Oh, now let's try it. I'll try it first. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. So, the recipe is now, official recipe from Recovering Yankee for this beautiful summer drink is a full cantaloupe, 3 carrots, average sized carrots, 1 complete cucumber, a teaspoon of ginger or more depending on how you like the taste, and a teaspoon of maple syrup, again, or more depending on your taste. I don't have any fresh ginger. I don't know how much a fresh ginger makes, but I imagine if you get a piece of ginger that's about maybe an inch long or so, it would give you about a teaspoon of ginger juice. It may only give you less. You may have to put a big piece in. I don't know. You'll have to measure it. Next time I go to the store, I'll get a full piece of ginger and see how much it makes. Okay? And I'll show you that on video. This is very good. I'm going to enjoy my juice now. Man, I really like this. I really like this juicer. The Tribest Slowstar. Whoever invented it, Tribest company, whoever designed it, brilliant. I love it. I like watching how it rocks back and forth gently. I like how it actually pulls the food into the chute for you. You don't even have to push it down. I like how the pulp comes out very dry. I like how lots and lots of juice comes out. I like how it's easy to clean. I like how it's easy to put together. I like the construction of the unit. It's heavy on the bottom. It's heavy on the top. It feels sturdy. It's not too expensive compared to other juicers. It's about the same price, depending on where you get it. I'm not going to tell you the price I got it at because that price could change tomorrow, and then they could have a lawsuit. So soon. I'm not right away. I'm going to make some sorbet and some nut butters. That's and it comes with the attachment to that. Okay, put it on pause. Are you ready? Okay, this is the sorbet / nut butter attachment. Obviously, you put the auger in there, put it on top instead of using this on top. You put this on top. You can see this replaces this, right? So somehow you put that on top, and then what you do is, I haven't used it, so I'm not sure, but if it's as easy as this is, it'll come out nice and beautiful. I imagine sorbet, since it's a type of ice cream, you could probably use this to make ice cream. I'm going to go online and see if there's a recipe for using the Tribest Slowstar to make ice cream. But anyway, eventually I'll make some of this. A couple notes for you to think about. I don't think I'm ever going to put a pepper in the juicer. I think that would be amazingly hot if it ever worked. But then again, I've had extract sauces, as you can see on my trophy wall. Some of them are extracts. But I'm not sure if I'd ever want to make the peppers into juice. The smell alone of the peppers going through the juicer would knock me out, and everything at that point, from that point on, would be hot and spicy, which I think takes out the pleasure of this beautiful juice. I don't want hot and spicy carrot juice. I don't know if I want hot and spicy celery juice. I don't know if I want hot and spicy whatever I'm making. But anyway, look at this pulp. You can see look at how firm this pulp is. You can play with it, you can bounce it. Very little wet. Very little wet. And on top of that, some people use the pulp for pies and things like that. But I go put it right in the compost pile. And then eventually when the compost pile turns over, I'm going to put some grass on there this week when I mow the lawn, because I got a new grass bag for my lawnmower. And I'm going to put some grass in there, plus I'm going to put brown paper bags inside the compost, along with old napkins and things. It all composts at a good rate. When you put paper in it, when you put cardboard in it, it composts at a good rate. By the springtime, I'm going to have beautiful, beautiful composting soil for next year's gardens. Okay, anyway, this is yet another opportunity to see how wonderful this juicer is. Very, very impressed. Tribest A number 1. All right, thank you very much. Please hit like, subscribe, and share this with your friends.